Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that the Fed decided to cut rates 50 basis points last week. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can take advantage of this rate cut as well as future rate cuts to make a lot of money in real estate. I'm going to show you in order: 1, what a Fed rate cut is; 2, how to use Fed rate cuts to print money in real estate; and 3, why now is such a good time to buy. To make it simple, the federal funds rate is the interest rate at which banks lend to each other overnight. The Federal Reserve moves this rate around to control the cost of capital in the country and either heat up or slow down the economy. That's really it in a nutshell. When they increase rates, they think the economy is too hot and they want to slow it down. When they decrease rates, they think the economy is too slow and want to speed it up. Most people think that there's nothing you can do but get whipsawed by these moves, but it doesn't have to be like that. If you're smart, you can actually use the Fed to make a lot of money. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you next. All right, now let's get to the fun part. So how can you use a rate cut to print money in real estate? Real estate deals are valued based on cap rates. To keep things simple, the cap rate is the property's NOI divided by the property's sale price. So if a property's NOI is $65,000 and the sale price is $1 million, the cap rate would be 6.5%. Simple. You lose money when cap rates increase during your hold, and you make money when cap rates decrease during your hold. So how do the Fed rate cuts tie into this? Let's use this example and assume that you had bought a deal for a 6.5% cap rate. Now let's assume that after this 50 basis point rate cut, the market responds by saying, since financing costs have dropped, we can now pay more for these assets. And that causes cap rates to drop by 50 basis points as well. This deal that you just bought for 6.5% cap rate is now worth a 6% cap rate. So you take that 65K in NOI and divide it by 6% instead of 6.5%. You had paid $1 million for the deal. Now it's worth $1,083,000. You picked up 83 grand by doing absolutely nothing. But what are we forgetting here? When the Fed cuts rates, they don't do it all at once. They do it in cycles. A typical Fed cut cycle is over 100 basis points. You can see an example from 2008 here. I wouldn't expect rate cuts to be anything like that this time, but it's good to see how extreme they could be. The cuts in 07 and 08 totaled almost 500 basis points, which is absolutely crazy. And we all know how much real estate investors who bought in the wake of that crash made. So we've already established that if you do absolutely nothing during your hold and ride cap rates down 50 to 100 basis points, you make pretty decent money. But remember that a typical multifamily deal is a value add deal, and value add deals have built-in cap rate compression through the increasing of the NOI. Using that same example from before, say you bought the deal for $1 million with $65,000 of NOI, so at a 6.5% cap rate. You then invested $100K into the asset to increase the NOI by $25,000 to $90,000. Your new stabilized yield in the deal is 8.2%. So you've already created 170 basis points of cap rate compression when you go to sell the deal back to the market at the market cap rate of 6.5% without even having any rate cuts. But if the rate cut does happen and it leads to cap rates decreasing 100 basis points as well, this essentially supercharges the deal for you. Instead of selling for a 6.5% cap rate, you're now selling for a 5.5% cap rate. Instead of the property being worth $1.4 million at sale, it's now worth $1.6 million at sale. You're quite literally making another 300 grand for doing absolutely nothing on top of the 384 grand you already made. You can make a ton of money doing this on a really small deal. That's what we're looking to do here. Use the Fed rate cuts to supercharge your returns. Here's how this looks on a real life deal. This is a real deal that Sean, who's a member of my acquisitions bootcamp, closed 2 months ago. 6-unit value add deal, all 1 beds. He's bought it for $600K, has $25K of deal costs, $25K of reserves, $50K in renovation costs, and charge a $6K acquisition fee to investors. Notably, of the $286K equity in the deal, he only put in $10K personally. He's buying the property with a current NOI of $41K. After renovations, the property NOI should be $67K based on current market rents. At the current market cap rate of 7.5%, the property would be worth $948K at sale. After closing costs, the sale would net a profit of over $250K, which is great, nearly a 2x on their money in just 3 years. But now let's tack on the supercharging. What happens if the Fed rate cuts lead to cap rates dropping 100 basis points? Well, the property would be worth 1.1 mil, and they make an additional 150K in pure profit. Sean, after his promote, would make upwards of 50 to 100K in profit himself off just a 10K investment in just 3 years. And realistically, given how small this deal is, the 3-year timeline is pretty conservative. You should be able to flip it in 12 to 18 months. So there's a real life example of how you can use Fed rate cuts to print money in real estate. So why is now specifically such a good time to buy? Look at what cap rates have done during this current cycle. It's really not rocket science. On this chart here, you can see how national cap rates have moved in the last few years. In 2021, at the bottom of the cycle, national cap rates were at 3.8%. Today, in 2024, they're at 6%. Obviously, cap rates are local, and this is hard to do nationally, so this won't be the case everywhere. But the broader point is they've increased 220 basis points in just 3 years. That's obviously a huge increase. And what spurred on that kind of increase? The Fed raising rates, which they started doing in 2022. Remember how they raised rates to tighten the economy? So now that they're cutting rates, that means we've almost certainly hit the top of the cap rate cycle, and lower cap rates are coming. Simple. Cap rates typically trail interest rates. You can see how that works right here in this other graph. That means that since they just started cutting interest rates, cap rates haven't had a chance to fully adjust yet. The process of adjusting takes time. There will likely be a brief buying window, probably 6 months to a year, where interest rates are low and cap rates haven't adjusted yet. This is the best buying opportunity you're likely to see in 5 years. Personally, I think that window has already started, which is why I'm actually closing on $25 million worth of deals in the next 2 months after not buying a single deal since 2022. And these great deals are really available all over the country. I know this for a fact because Acquisitions Bootcamp members are seeing profitable deals on a weekly basis. So all you need to do is beat the rest of the market to the punch. It's pretty clear to everyone that cap rates will be going back down. The real question is just the extent of the drop. If you buy before cap rates reset, you make money for doing nothing. The Fed themselves are flat out telling you they're going to keep cutting. You can see here, it's really all in front of you. The coming cap rate compression should be obvious, and certain people are going to absolutely clean up. Now, is all of this guaranteed? Of course not. Nothing in life is. For starters, we don't know for a fact that the Fed is going to keep cutting until rates are zero. There's a chance they just cut once or twice, then stop. Cap rates also might not move lockstep with interest rates. A 50 basis point change in interest rates doesn't necessarily mean a 50 basis point change in cap rates. But if interest rates go down, cap rates are likely to decrease as well. To be clear, interest rates moving is not the only reason why cap rates could move. There are a few other reasons as well. 1, cap rates are a reflection of future expected rent growth. How does this work? Well, for example, if the entire market's expecting rents to grow 10% each year for the next 5 years, would they be okay with buying a 3 cap now to stabilize at a 7 cap 5 years from now just through rent growth alone? Probably, right? So a low cap rate market could just be a market where high rent growth is expected. 2, cap rates are a reflection of risk. This could sometimes be related to interest rates, and sometimes it could be related to another factor that shifts the risk in the market. Really could be anything. 3, cap rates are a reflection of the flow of funds in the market. And this is really a measure of liquidity, but people are effectively bidding on the market cap rate, right? The more people that want to buy a certain asset, the lower the rate of return they're willing to accept, the lower the cap rate is. So it is a measure of kind of how many people want to buy an asset at once. All of these reasons could also lead to cap rates moving independently of interest rates. Lastly, I want to note that rate cuts are very intricate and very hard to get into in just this video alone. There's a difference between the Fed funds rate, treasuries, and the yield curve that can get very complex. But the main point is, in my opinion, now is a good time to make a bet on cap rates decreasing. In fact, I think they already are. So the window to buy will be small. You likely only have 6 months to a year to find some deals and ride the cap rate compression down for some really easy money. The key is to find a deal that pencils anyway without cap rates decreasing. So if they do drop, it's just the cherry on top. If you don't know, the Acquisitions Bootcamp is an 8-week program where you work one-on-one with me to craft an investment strategy to fit your skills, resources, and goals, and then find you a deal to fit that strategy. So it's for beginners and owners looking to scale. If you're interested in that, you can apply to that below.